Grandfather was a sergeant in the army fighting against the Italians, and this is the legacy of the people that stand up for Ethiopia. Every person here has a similar story. So the question is, when is Ethiopia going to stand for us? When is the rest of Ethiopia going to say, Baka? Right now what's happening is the Ethiopian government is killing the same people that kept the TPLF, Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, and the Oromo Liberation Front from taking over Addis, the Fanos. The Fanos, the Amhara volunteers, the Amhara militia volunteers, literally sold simple things, cattle, everything in order to buy guns to protect Ethiopia. But now they're being betrayed, they're being attacked, they're being assassinated by the Ethiopian government, and we're saying that's enough. Baka. Do you agree with me that we say this enough? Do you agree with me that it's time to say enough? Fanos are the original patriots of Ethiopia. They stopped everything in their lives to defend Ethiopia. Right now, it's the Amhara region, the Afar region that's protecting Ethiopia. But the Ethiopian government is betraying Amhara and Afar region. We stand with Amhara region. We stand with the brave fighters in Afar. And we say, Baka. We're asking the rest of Ethiopia to stand up and understand what's happening right now. We have to start having the honest dialogue, the honest conversations. For the last 50 years, there's been a dance between Tigrayan control, Tigrayan extremist control, and Oromo extremist control of Ethiopia. There's 90 ethnic groups in Ethiopia. There's more than enough room for everyone to be happy, healthy, get along. But that's not what's happening. As a result, we have an Amhara genocide that's going on. Amharas are attacked daily. Out of the over 110 million Ethiopians there, 11 million are now displaced. And this is happening because of people that are associated with the Tigrayan Liberation People's Front and the people that are associated with the Oromo Liberation Front. That's it. We solve those two problems, we have a peaceful Ethiopia. So when is Prime Minister Abiy going to stand up for the innocent? When is Prime Minister Abiy going to stand up for the Fanos, for the Amharas, for the Afars? I'm confused. We stood up for Ethiopia, whether it was here, whether it was there. We were the first ones. You can never tell and say that an Amhara as a group or as an individual gave up on Ethiopia. There's no liberation fronts. There's no desire to separate or destroy Ethiopia. Look around. We only have the Ethiopian flag. There's only the Ethiopian flag. But the two groups, the TPLF and the OLF, keep destroying Ethiopia. And there are groups in the United States that are betraying us and Ethiopians. And then they tell us to be quiet. There are people here in our community that tell us to be quiet when we talk about the Amhara genocide. When we talk about the needs of the Amhara people. When we talk about the needs of the Afar people. When we talk about the needs of Ethiopia, they say be quiet. So I say to you, don't work with those people. They're liars. When they raise the Ethiopian flag, they're just trying to take your money. They're trying to take your free work. They're lying to you that they care about Ethiopia. They don't. They cared about Ethiopia, they'd be here today. They cared about Ethiopia. They tell Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to stop attacking Fano. Stop sending assassins to attack the exact people that kept him in power. The Fanos did that. The Afars did that. They kept Ethiopia together when Abiy Ahmed's Oromo-led generals ran and hid. Cowards. But the Fanos stood and protected Ethiopia. The Afars stood and protected Ethiopia. Why is it so difficult to be honest about that? Well, maybe the intentions of too many people in Abiy Ahmed's government is to make an Oromo-controlled Ethiopia, just like the Wayanis had for 30 years. And we have to be honest about that. There's lots of signs. Started with Burayu, suburb of Addis Ababa, 2018. The Oromo extremists sent young people, Keros they call them, and they literally called out Amaras and Gurages, killed them in the streets. This is the capital city of Ethiopia. Would any American allow that to happen in Washington, D.C., or Los Angeles, or New York? No. So we say Baka. We say Baka. And we demand that the rest of Ethiopia stands up for the rights of the Amaras, for the rights of the Afars, for the rights of the rest of Ethiopia. There cannot be this hegemony, this control, this dance between extremist Tigrayan ideology and extremist Oromo ideology. You know what's going to happen if it continues? War. You think people will just sit and take it? I don't think so. Do you think that we're just sitting here and saying, okay, that's fine? That's not what's happening. Let me tell you different. Let me tell you very different. To those Ethiopians that were thinking that Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed was good for Ethiopia, let me tell you, beginning Burayu, which is a suburb of Addis Ababa, 2018, he had the chance to start fixing Ethiopia. We helped him. I was at his rally. I cheered for him to be a new hope for Ethiopia. I kept this flag up. When I was at that rally, they had OLF flag, other flag, and I was confused. I thought I was at an Ethiopian rally. But he let the deaths of Amaras, Gurages, Gadeos to keep happening. Let me tell you something. Let me give you an example. Gadeos are a minority in Ethiopia. There's only 2 million of them. 1 million have been internally displaced. 1 million, half, by Oromo extremists. Abiy Ahmed let that happen. 5 million Amaras are now just internally displaced. That's bigger than some European countries. Abiy Ahmed let that happen. 11 million, over 10% of the Ethiopian population is now internally displaced. That's because of TPLF, Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, and OLF, Oromo Liberation Front ideology. Abiy Ahmed made that happen. Originally, I wasn't going to even talk about his name, but now I want him to know I'm calling him out. Because I say Baka. We're saying Baka. And I'm saying I'm not afraid of you. And we're saying we are not afraid of you. And you're turning our country, our beloved Ethiopia, that all Africans look towards, into something it should have never been. An apartheid, racist system that is going to be perpetually in war. You're doing that, not me. You're doing that, not us. You chose to be prime minister. Then you lied to people to keep you in power. Then you had the opportunity to change the Constitution from the racist Constitution that the TPLF put in power, and you decided not to. You know why? Because the Oromo Liberation Front thinking people want you to keep it. Is that true or is that not true? So, Abiy Ahmed, we're confused. You see us, look at us. We're here for Ethiopia, but you're having us murdered every day. There's an active Amara genocide in Ethiopia happening now. And anybody that believes in Ethiopia, they attack. In fact, they call them slave. They call them Neftanya. They call them Baria. They call them Safari. They call them Mati. But Hanunaga, who lied and said he was for Ethiopia, called the Amaras and Agaos that were in Benishangul Gumuz just within a month of them being attacked by Oromo extremists. He called them Metin. Is that the kind of person you want running the Ministry of Education? No. Now he's causing all kinds of discrimination specifically against Amara students. There was just a demonstration at Belmont University just a few days ago. Are these the people that should be running Ethiopia? Are these the people that are going to make Ethiopia the beautiful thing it used to be? No. What they're doing is they're pocketing the money and the image and the prestige just like the Wayanis did. They're waving the Ethiopian flag while they're stealing and looting out the back door, just like the Wayanis did. We were going from one extreme group to another extreme group. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to have peace? Let me tell you, I get phone calls all the time from every ethnic group, not just Amaras, that are saying, Biniam, come help us. We want to work with you, Amaras. I didn't even want to be called an Amara. I don't think anybody here originally wanted to be called an Amara. We didn't talk like that in our homes. We said we were Ethiopian, right? We said we were Ethiopian. It was other people that called us Amaras. In fact, I remember I was 9 years old here in Los Angeles, an Oromo man who hated, this is an important story, that hated the monarchy, hated the Orthodox Church, hated the concept of Ethiopia. He was the first one to call me Amara. I was confused. 9 years old, in church. The man's like 30-something years older than me, over 40 years old. I was like, what do you mean? I thought I was Ethiopian. Everybody knows I'm mixed too. It's not like it's a question, right? But he's calling me, you Amara this, Amara that. Well, guess what? I'm not hiding it anymore. I am Amara. You think I'm ashamed? You gotta be kidding me. Look at me. Do you think I'm ashamed? Do you think we're ashamed of being Amara? Shame on you. You're the traitor. You're the Banda. You sold out Ethiopia. Come to me. Come be in my face. I'll show you who's the traitor. I stood for Ethiopia. My family stood for Ethiopia. Who did you stand for? So the people that stood for Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed's, now his regime, are assassinating those people. They should be worshiping and praising the funds. For the ones that died, they should be giving money to the families. Why is it that Abiy Ahmed's regime is assassinating the funds? Why is it that the people that support that regime are telling us to be quiet about the Amara genocide? We say buck down to that. And we're asking, why does any other Ethiopian feel okay about that? Guess what? They're coming for you too. You know why they're coming for you too? Because they know if they intimidate us, your scrawny little group is easy. That's why they call you Bani. When you wave the Ethiopian flag, they want to intimidate you. Because they know that if you don't have a big group like us to stop it,